Hello Stampin' friends, it's Ayana Johnston here with another check this out video tutorial to show you. Sorry I've been gone for a little bit. I came across this wonderful little illness called pneumonia and it got the best of me, so I had to take a little time away, but now I'm ready to get back and making cards again because it's just what I love to do. So today I want to show you how I made this easy fold touches of textures birthday card. I love this card. It's something a little different than what I've done because I added a little easel type fold to it where it opens up nice like this so you can see the beautiful inside, and then it closes just like this. And then it also sits up very nicely when you go ahead and lay it out to display. So let me get started showing you how I made this card. You can get the supply list for my card on my blog at www.checkthisout.stampinup.net. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, to make this card, you're going to need two stamp sets. One is called the Touches of Texture stamp set, and this one comes with two packages of stamps. It is just endless. I can't tell you how many different creations you can get from this stamp set. But in this one, I used the dragonfly, I used this flower, and these little bouquet of flowers right here. And then I also used this kind of splotchy sentiment, or splotchy design over here. Then the next stamp set I used is called the Thoughtful Banners, and this is just absolutely amazing because you can create so many different sentiments together with the words that they gave you, which is what I did with my card. Next, we used a couple framelits and thinlits. So first I used the Layering Circles framelits, and for the Layering Circles I used the third size in the larger circle set, and then I used the biggest size of the scallop of the medium scallop set. So you're going to need those. And I meant to mention for the Flourish Thinlits set, I used the leaf, I used these three flowers, and then I also used this great border right here. I can't wait to show you how I put all those together. For stamps, you're only going to need two. You're going to need the Sweet Sugar Plum, which is new in the catalog this year, and the Peekaboo Peach. Beautiful colors that go so well together. For cardstock, you're going to need a piece of Sweet Sugar Plum, and you're going to want to cut this at 5.5 by 12 inches. And then I'm going to show you how we score that in a minute, but we're going to score it on the 2, the 4, and the 7, 3, and 3.25 mark. Then you're also going to need another sheet of the wonderful Sweet Sugar Plum, and you're going to want to cut this sheet of, this sheet of Sweet Sugar Plum at 3.5 by 4 3/4. Then you're going to want a sheet of the Blooms and Bliss Designer Series paper, and this piece is cut at 4 inches by 5 1/4. Then you need two strips of that same Designer Series paper cut at 1.5 by 5 1/4 inches. You want two of those strips. Then you're going to need some Peekaboo Peach. And with the Peekaboo Peach, you're going to want a sheet at 3.5 by 3.5, another one at 2.5 by 5.5, and then the last one you're going to need is going to be cut at 4 by 5 1/4 inches. Then we'll need a sheet of Whisper White, and the Whisper White, actually you need two sheets of Whisper White, and the larger sheet of Whisper White is going to be at 3 3/4 by 5 inches, and the smaller sheet is 3 inches by 3 inches. Next, you're going to just need a bunch of scrap pieces of paper for our leaves and all of our fun things that we're going to do to add some spice to the card. So you're going to need a piece of So Saffron, a scrap piece of Old Olive, a scrap piece of Sweet Sugar Plum, and Peekaboo Peach. And that's the cardstock to create this beautiful card. Alright, let's get started actually making the card. Okay, so to make this card, I mentioned you've got to score the long sheet of paper, and I mentioned one of the score lines incorrectly. So first you're going to score the long piece of Sweet Sugar Plum. You want to score that at 2 inches. Let me move that down so you can see that. So you want to score it at 2 inches, then at the 4-inch mark, and then you want to score it at the 8-inch mark. The 8-inch mark there. Then once you're done scoring that piece of paper, what you want to do is fold it in towards you. So right on that diagonal there. And then use your bone folder to go ahead and get the creases really nice on those folds. And then you're going to fold it the one more time so that way it makes the card in half. And I've got that score line, but then I always just line it up just a little bit just to make sure I have it just so I need to on my card. And then I go ahead, and now I've got it. Oh, it's just a little bit off, so I'm going to just straighten it out just a little. And there I have my card base. It's all ready to go. And next, I'm going to go ahead and cut out my flowers. And what I need to do is, I need to get my scrap pieces of paper out. And I'm going to cut out the flowers. So I want one of my flowers, I want in the purple right here. And then the next flower I want in my Peekaboo, not the purple, sorry, the sweet Sugar Plum. And then this one I want in my Peekaboo Peach, the big one and the smaller one. Then I want my leaf. I want 3 of these in the Old Olive. And then I'm going to take my 3x3 piece of Whisper White and my 3.5 by 3.5 of the Peekaboo Peach. And I'm going to cut out my framelits to go with that. Then the last design I'm going to cut out as well. I'm going to do this all with my Big Shot. I'm going to cut out 2 of these beautiful circular strips. Okay, so let me go do that and I'll be right back. Okay, now you can see I have all of my pieces cut out. And I'm going to set those aside for a minute, and I'm going to take both of my Whisper White pieces, and then I'm going to ink around the edge of my Whisper White using the sweet Sugar Plum stamp pad and a stamping sponge. I'm just going to take a little bit, ink around all the edges. Next, I'm going to take my sweet Sugar Plum with my piercing pad and piece of paper, and I'm going to stamp using that splotch from the Touches of Texture, and then I'm going to stamp using the sweet Sugar Plum all over this piece of paper. Next, I'm going to stamp my sentiment on my Whisper White, and the sentiment that I want to have go around my Whisper White is I'm going to have "Thank you so much" using the sweet Sugar Plum, and I like to bend my photopolymer wording just to kind of go around the circular motion. So you just kind of have to bend it just a little bit, not too much, or however much of a bend you want. And then I have the "so much" as well from the beautiful stamping set that I call, or that they call Thoughtful Planners. So I'm going to stamp that on. Then next, I'm going to take my piece of Whisper White, and I'm going to stamp my inside images in Peekaboo Peach and sweet Sugar Plum. So first, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put on some of these splotches in the corner with sweet Sugar Plum. I'm going to get my piercing pad so I don't get it on my background, and I just put it in both corners. Next, I'm going to take this beautiful flower right here, kind of bouquet flowers and sweet Sugar Plum, and put it in the corners. And then last, I'm going to go ahead and take the dragonfly and the sweet sugar plum and put it on the inside as well. Next, I'm going to take my designer series piece of paper, the 1.5 inch strip by 5 1/4 inch strip, and I'm going to take this other sentiment that I put together. It says, "You're fabulous," and I'm going to stamp this in the sweet sugar plum, and then I'm going to put flowers on either side of it. Okay, now I'm done with my stamping. I'm going to just put all of this together now. Excuse me. You're going to see me adhere all my pieces, and then I'm also going to adhere this on as well, and you're going to see me use mono-tumble glue to adhere this on. But real quick, you only need 7 of these circles. So so you know, I just go ahead and cut off a circle at this end, and I kind of round it off, and then the circle and the little tip at this end. Okay, so now as we're piecing this together, I need to make one quick adjustment. On this measurement, the piece of paper has to actually be 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. Sorry about that. I just realized I changed the card shape a little bit to fit an envelope. And see how I put that right along the edge? Now the fine tip glue pen will probably work really good for this piece, but I have to order another one because I am all out. Now when you put on this flower, you want to be really careful and put this on, but don't set it down too much. Don't adhere it just yet too much, because what you're going to want to do is stick the leaves underneath first before you just really glue it down. Okay, now you can adhere it all down, and then what we're going to want to use is some Stampin' Dimensionals, excuse me, and then we're going to want to adhere that right onto our scallop circle. And then we'll take some more Stampin' Dimensionals and adhere this on the back. And then adhere the inside of the card with the panels. And now we'll add a couple finishing touches. I'm going to stamp the dragonfly in Sweet or in Peekaboo Peach, and I'm going to cut it out. I'm going to adhere it with some Stampin' Dimensionals, and then you're going to see me use some gold glitz all in these little diamonds and on the dragonfly. And then you'll also see me put one gold circle right in the middle of this flower. All right, and there you have it. And since I did a thank you card, I left the inside blank so I can write my own sentiment. And now I just have to wait for the other bit to dry. Well, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Be sure to stop by my blog for some more great videos to see. I'll be having some more coming up here real shortly. And you can also stop by my blog and see my specials tab, as there's going to be a great special coming up right around the corner here. So be on the lookout. Happy stampin'!